New Jersey is the birthplace of film. Everything about the film industry started in New Jersey. People want resources. People want help. People want to be included. So you do that. You include them. You give them resources and you give them help. And as long as you're offering it, people will accept it. You got to know that no matter what role you play, if you're an actor, director, producer, writer, you also got to contribute to the craft as well, and that's important. In the film industry, every role is your role, and you got to play your part, and you got to play somebody else's part, and you got to help everybody, no matter what. So for me, as long as I'm in the business, I'm gonna help somebody. Faith is everything. It doesn't have to be about religion. You have to have faith that's going to happen. And if you don't believe it, then why would anybody else believe it?
Is there still excitement in being an owner of a film studio?
That's a loaded question. The truth of the matter is...
Come on, he's the plug.
Hey, before we dive into this amazing interview, I have to take a moment to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, On the Set Apparel. They are all about quality gear for creators like us, with clothing designed to keep you comfortable and inspired on set, ensuring that you feel and look your best as you pursue your passion. So use code OTSP20 for 20% off your next order. Let's get back to this amazing interview, and don't forget to use that code and tag us for a shout out. Peace. Welcome to all my creatives. Welcome to On the Set Podcast, where we dive into the captivating world of filmmaking from behind the scenes. I'm your host, Steven Strickland, and today we have a special guest for you. He's a trailblazer. I mean, this man has worked on blockbuster films like Hancock, Motherhood, Cadillac Records, even the iconic Joker. He is a powerhouse film director and producer. He is the CEO of Area 21 Productions, the CEO of Vault Access, the CEO and founder of LCA Magazine. He is the former director of the Newark Office of Film and Television. He's also the CEO and founder of the Newark International Film Festival, where I met him. And he's also the co-owner of the Ironbound Film and Television Studios, where we actually film On the Set Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone listening and watching, I want you to welcome this iconic man, Kenneth Gifford.
Steven.
What's up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Here.
Good to see you. Glad to have you, man. All right, so we're actually getting ready to start, guys. So you can stop what you're doing. Can someone come and fix Kenny's mic, please? That would be great. Get a little comfortable on this couch here.
It's a nice couch.
Yeah, man. I wish I could take the credit and say I made it myself. Nice pillow, right? Right. So, man, glad to have you on.
Absolutely.
Glad to have you here. So let's get right into it, man. Tell us about yourself. How'd you get started in the industry?
That's a loaded question. The truth of the matter is I actually got started, I was in high school, and a friend of mine asked me to cut class and to go audition for a show.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, why not? Don't do that at home. It's not always the right thing to do. But I auditioned for a show on MTV and I made it. So, I was like, all right, bet. And that kind of kicked off everything.
Okay, so, MTV. How do you go from MTV to, all the things that you do now, wearing these wonderful hats? Film director, producer, co-owner, CEO, all that good stuff.
Actually, it was MTV. I made it on the show, and I mean, I was a dancer on a show called The Grind, right? So while I was on The Grind, we did like 6 years. The show was over. They were like, all right, great, everybody go home. But the crew stayed, and I was like, well, why we got to go home, but the crew get to stay? He was like, well, that's crew. That's behind the scenes. Your talent. Good luck. So, we went home. So they called me for another show. And I was like, look, if I come and do this show, I got to be part of the crew too. Because, they stayed. So I did that. They allowed me to be a part of the crew. I was a PA. And from there, I stayed behind the scenes and just grinded it out and let God take his way. And
okay. All right.
Here.
So you like the behind the scenes. You're a fan of the process of how things work.
I'm a fan of everything. You can't be a filmmaker and not be a fan of all of it. Right. I want to be behind the scenes. I want to be in front of the camera. I want to check the editing. I want to see who's going to, get the sound done. I want to do auditions. It really is an industry where you have to know it all to be able to do it, no matter what you're doing.
Okay. Let me throw this out at you early. Are there any films or directors or actors that, get your creative juices flowing, that inspire you, keep the fire burning for you?
Everybody. Like I don't look at one actor or director and say I'm excited. I look at everybody and see what's being done because it's just the art of being creative that gets me going. Just seeing people do their thing is like, oh my goodness. Even when I started the film festival and you came on and auditioned to be part of the red carpet host.
Mhm.
I was watching the videos of people audition. I was like, yo, this dude out here with a suit on and really pushing himself. And I was like, yeah, that's what's up. And then as I watched you over the years grow, watching you on Law and Order. It was Law and Order you were on, right?
Man, yes,
Wasn't
say it
it?
about me.
Yeah,
This
okay. I
about
just want to
you.
make sure. Yeah, Law and Order. But watching you on Law and Order, I was like, yo, I gotta write a show that's got something to do with some cops now.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I was inspired by the character that you portrayed.
Oh.
So it's not just one person. Like I'm excited and inspired by just talent.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, there are a few actors that come to my mind that's like kind of like on the Mount Rushmore, but what about these underrated actors like a Don Cheadle or a Jeffrey Wright?
So Jeffrey Wright, I worked with Jeffrey Wright on Cadillac Records.
Oh, yeah.
That was my first time meeting him. And when I tell you, I have never met an actor so committed to his craft that every day he was muddy waters. Like every day. That was his persona, on set, off set, walking, talking. He carried that role. He is such an amazing actor. And to think about what he did over the years, like even when he played in Shaft and
People's
that
Hernandez.
People's Hernandez, this is Egyptian cotton.
I thought he was Spanish.
I did too. But he's the phenomenal actor, and Don Cheadle is just, I mean, Giancarlo Esposito, Don Cheadle, Jeffrey Wright, like, those are some iconic actors, and just, I mean, everything about them is inspiring.
So, would you say that meeting Jeffrey and working with him and his work ethic, did that spill over into you being inspired to do the things that you do now?
Oh, it has to. You can't be around somebody like that and not be inspired. Like you literally can't be around such greatness and it not rub off on you. And what that did was it made me go harder and just say, I need to do more. I need to be able to contribute more. Because not only was he a lead, but he was a contributor to the film. So you got to know that no matter what role you play, if you're an actor, director, producer, writer, you also got to contribute to the craft as well. And that's important.
You got to contribute to the craft. All right. Always remember that. So let's go behind the scenes. Since you're a fan of, behind the scenes in the process, a lot of people think that it's the glitz and the glamour, but it's really the behind the scenes work, the sweat and determination that, make things happen. How is that for you? Has there ever been a project where you had to think like outside the box and it made that project that much better?
Everything's outside the box. Everything you think of everything outside the box. Even if I'm a guest on a show, I usually come in and go, well, listen, I think something should happen this way or that way. And I give input. I literally just directed a film called Indica Road that's going to come out the end of this year. Okay. And hell, you would have thought I was a PA because I'm directing, but then I'm also like, no, let me move this because I don't like the way this is sitting here. And do you need something? But it's contributing to the craft because you could sit there. I could easily sit there and collect a check and sit in my chair and be like, action. But that's not what the business is. The business is about you being involved and you being in the mix of it and being in the thick of it. I don't believe in, you play your role. In the film industry, every role is your role and you got to play your part and you got to play somebody else's part and you got to help everybody no matter what. That's always.
Okay. Oh, have there ever been any surprises or challenges? What surprises or challenges do you encounter that people trying to get into the industry may not know about?
Well, you're saying, have I had surprises or encounters, or
Well, I mean,
what I need to tell people what not to do?
that too. I mean, based on your encounters or any surprises and challenges that happen on set, or with people trying to get into the industry. Yeah, give us a do and a
my
don't.
biggest thing with people trying to get into the industry is slow down.
Mm.
Like, people think because they make a phone call, it's going to happen tomorrow, and it doesn't. And I'm a very reachable person. Everybody tell me I have to stop doing that, and I have to stop being so accessible. It's in my nature. It's just what I do. I don't believe in being that person on top of a mountain. I want to be with everybody doing everything. But, there's some people, like somebody, I get my phone number from somebody I know and trust. And those people, I make sure that I block their numbers too after a while, because they'll have somebody call me and this person be like, yo, I got a show. And I'm like, okay, tell me your show. And tell me the show. And I go, okay, let me think about it, or give me a minute. And they're calling day after. No. Yo, I need an answer ASAP. Well, the answer is no then, because you got to slow down. Like, everything doesn't happen overnight. The industry, as we say, it's hurry up and wait.
Yep.
And, people have to understand that, one, everyone has something to do. People are busy. But if somebody takes the time out to hear you, give them time to marinate on it. Give them time to think about it. Don't think that it has to happen today. And as somebody in the industry, as somebody who wants to do something, know that everything happens in time. And, if God is meant it for you, then it's meant for you. So let it work. Let it play. And don't think that just because it has to happen today, that it won't happen tomorrow. And don't think that you're on a time limit to get something done, because it's going to happen when it's supposed to happen.
So, I mean, you mentioned God, a couple of times. Your attire,
My boy Ladoons, yes. He's
would you say that faith plays a big part in your everyday life and how you move and go about, being Kenneth Gifford?
well, for me, faith is everything. I was taught at a young age, God said, if you don't want something, you don't claim it. And if you want something, claim it. So I don't claim anything I don't want, and I go after everything that I feel that I do want. And whatever God has for me, God has for me. But faith is everything. And it doesn't have to be about religion. You have to have faith that it's going to happen. And if you don't believe it, then why would anybody else believe it?
No, that's right. Tell people that all the time. You got to believe it first.
Absolutely.
Now, we are sitting in the Ironbound Film and Television Studio.
Yep.
And I know there has to be or is there still excitement in being an owner of a film studio?
Absolutely. I get up every day and come to a place, and somebody I know says something. I can't remember what it is. I'm a ad lib, but it's something like, "Do what you love and love what you do." So,
I wonder who said that.
I don't know, but somebody says
that right
but,
here.
But
Shameless
no,
plug.
Absolutely. I get up every day and I come to a place where I get to create the world that I want. You can't knock that. That's excitement every day until it's time to pay the bills. But that goes away after a while. But I love it. I wouldn't want to do anything else. Plus, I get to help so many people. And that's the real important part of it. It's about, again, contributing to the craft. I'm giving something away. So, I absolutely love it.
Okay. Talked about behind the scenes. Let's get into some trends in the industry. Now, indie flicks they seem to be somewhat of the underdog. How do you feel about that, and what do you do to help indie films?
So, indie films aren't actually the underdog. Indie films are the backbone to the industry, because when you start, you're not starting out with a feature film,
right?
Produced by a studio. You're starting out with the indie film, be it a short or even a feature, but it's indie, and you have to start in that lane to build up to it. So if it wasn't for indie films, there would be no backbone to the film industry. There would be no big budget film, because, well, how do I know you can do it? How do I know you have the passion for it? How do you know you have the passion for it? Ryan Coogler is one of the biggest directors out there right now, and even he had to start somewhere. So with Fruitville Station and films before that, it's about indie.
So a lot of people may not know. I mean, I said it in the intro, but he's the CEO of Vault Access. That's a streaming service
Yes.
for indies and things like that. So tell us, how that was. How did that come to fruition? What was the idea? When did it start for you?
So when I started the film festival, I wanted to help individuals get distribution. So I was pushing it to a lot of platforms, and people were picking one or two films. And when you look at the amount of content that's made a year, you got thousands of films made every year, and it goes nowhere. So I wanted to build something that I didn't have to beg somebody else to give these people distribution. So I was always raised, you don't have to sit at somebody else's table, go build one. So I figured build my own table and start my own streaming platform. And with that, I used the relationships I had and the partnerships I had. And now Volt is a part of the SIA, which is the Streaming Innovation Alliance, which is founded by the Motion Picture Association. Part of this alliance is Fubu, Dame Dash's American New. You have Disney, you have Cinemax, Netflix, Warner Brothers. So, little guy from Newark that wanted to build something to help the other little people are now sitting at the table with the big dogs.
Oh, sitting at the table with the big dogs. I mean, I'm sitting on the couch with you. You a big dog,
So
man. I'm trying to be like you when I grow up.
There's actually some interesting stuff coming out about Vault really, really soon. We got some new co-owners that are coming in as partners.
Nice.
And I can't say who it is right now, but
yeah, man, I told you not to tell everybody I was. It's not me.
This
my bad.
next time.
Okay,
I got you.
Right.
But yeah, it's all I'll say is I got 3 brothers that's coming on as partners and co-owners to Vault now. So
got you. I'm trying to fix my face.
Yeah,
on camera. Right. Yeah, you got 3 brothers that's
3
coming on
brothers
as partners for. Okay, all right.
Take
I
it how
like
you can.
Okay, all right.
But for the June activation of the North to Shore, for the summer activation of Newark International Film Festival, it would be a huge announcement for that.
All right, cool. Just make sure I'm there, on the red carpet or something like that.
Absolutely.
You know how I do. So, you are an innovator, man. Like I said before, you are a trailblazer. You have so many things going on. You wear so many hats. You've started a magazine, LCA magazine. Tell us what that's about.
LCA is Lights, Camera, Action. Again, it's about independent filmmaking. With the festival, trying to get individuals exposure. So I gave you a chance to be on a platform and have distribution. But then it was, well, who's going to promote it and who's going to market it? And it's so tough trying to get people in magazines and get filmmakers on billboards. So again, it was then just build your own. So LCA will be launching this year. On the cover, we're going to do a 2-part cover to the magazine for the first launch. On one cover is going to be Tobias Trevelyan, our homie from Newark. And then the other cover is going to be Sierra Foster. She's an actress in LA. She plays Livewire. So, it's a really dope concept of having a magazine that's just geared towards independent filmmakers. So you'll have information about resources and auditions and equipment and locations, but then also we'll take those independent filmmakers and give them a chance to shine and promote them in the magazine and give them features.
Oh, nice. So the pandemic happened. You got the pandemic. You have social media. Pretty much taking over. How do you stay in terms of LCA, in terms of the magazine? How will you stay hyped or connected, if you will, with the magazine and getting it out to people?
I mean, people want it. Like it's just that people want something. So it's not really a case of how do you stay hyped. You just know that there's people want resources. People want help. People want to be included. So you do that. You include them. You give them resources and you give them help. And as long as you're offering it, people will accept it. So for me, as long as I'm in the business, I'm gonna help somebody.
Gems, if you need help, call
Call Steven. His number is.
And I'll call Kenny. Yeah, I'll be the middleman.
There
I'll
you
be
go.
the middleman.
Absolutely.
So with again, with everything that you do, man, and you talked about how it started, but if you could pinpoint what your big break is, or what people would consider, your big break.
You mean what was my big break?
Yeah.
Oh, I owe that to Darnell Martin. I tell her every time I see her. Amazing director, born and raised in the city of Newark. She directed Cadillac Records.
Mhm.
And while I was already in the industry, that was my first real big movie that I did. That I worked on. Everything else was either TV or smaller productions. And she gave me a shot. She didn't have to. And she was like, look, come on board. And I'll tell people something I don't tell anybody. Cadillac Records was a major motion picture that had Beyonce, Jeffrey Wright, Columbus Short. Like, it had some real heavyweights, and I did it all for free. I did not get paid to work on Cadillac Records.
Mm.
When a friend of mine told me about her doing the movie, and they were good friends with her, Winsome Sinclair, she's a casting director. She was really close with another woman who I was really close with, Eloise McCrae Dover. And Winsome and Eloise was like, "Hey, our friend is directing the movie. You should go talk to her." And then I got a call and was like, "Hey, we're trying to shoot something in Newark, and it's called Cadillac Records about 1960 Chicago, and they needed a place to shoot it, to look like Chicago. So downtown Newark fit the bill." And Darnell was like, "Hey, I could use you, but we got everybody we need." I was like, "I'll do it for free." And she was like, "You're hired." And I spent that entire production with her and working on that film, and it was absolutely amazing. And later on, I did get something for doing it, but it was the fact that I was prepared to jump in and just do it.
And you definitely are a man of your word, and I see you practicing, what you preach. And I'm grateful, that I know you and what you do, for the city and for the industry. You've been shaping the entertainment industry for the past few decades.
I'm not that old,
You're
but
not that
okay.
old? Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
Yeah.
But during this decades and you shaping the industry, has there ever been a moment where you had to step out of your comfort zone to chase or fulfill a dream?
This is my dream.
Mm.
So, see, people think they have a dream, and my dream is to be an actor, or my dream is to be this, or my dream is to be that. You have multiple dreams. I've had multiple dreams. I dreamed of owning a film festival. I'm doing that. I dreamed of owning a studio. I'm doing that. I dreamed of having a streaming platform. I'm doing that. Just because you have a dream doesn't mean that dream stops, or it doesn't add to another dream.
Mm.
So when you have a dream, follow it. God gave you that dream for a reason.
Yeah.
So, you don't have to step away from anything to fulfill your dreams, and your purpose and your passion may not always be the same. So
Yeah.
just do it.
Okay. I like that. How do you balance
I don't.
everything that
I don't.
you
You ain't even
do,
got to
man?
finish that question. I don't.
You don't? What do you
I
mean you don't?
I am the most unorganized person in the world, man. Like,
And you still get it done.
and I absolutely. I am. Listen, I can tell you how to be organized, and I can tell you how to set it up. But when it comes to me, I believe in. I'll do it when I do it. If I have a deadline, I put it at the top of the list. If I don't, I'm going to work on it, and eventually it will get done. But I don't believe in, and I'm not saying it's the right way to be. It's the right way for me.
Right.
I don't believe in trying to figure out how to balance things. What's going to work is going to work regardless. It's just that simple. When you try to figure out, if I have 3 hours today, I have 2 hours tomorrow. Nah, I'm gonna get to it when I get to it, and I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna strive to get it done, but I'm not going to let the work dictate who I am or when I get to it. So balance, I don't think for me, and again, this is not for everyone. For me, I don't balance anything. I'm up until 3 o'clock in the morning trying to get stuff done,
Wow.
and getting up at 6 o'clock to be back in the studio.
Wow, that's dedication and no sleep. Team no sleep.
Listen,
But
yeah,
okay, so I know we're talking filmmaking. I want to step out for a second and ask what. No, I guess this can kind of go with filmmaking because when you make a film, you have a soundtrack, right? What's the
absolutely.
soundtrack of?
Prince.
Oh, okay.
Any
Of your
soundtrack,
life, it's
any
Prince.
soundtrack for me is Prince.
Mhm.
Period. Prince is, I think, the greatest artist of all time,
Okay.
and that's not to take away from anyone or their talent, because Michael Jackson was amazing. Like, there are some amazing artists, but Prince, he worked through adversity. He created a niche in the industry that wasn't built for him. He taught himself how to do everything, how to play the piano, how to play the guitar, how to dance. And he didn't care what people thought about him. And everyone accepted him because he did not care. So, like, I have every Prince album, I have every Prince song that was printed, and the soundtrack to my life is every moment is a Prince song.
Wow,
Just it
that's
is.
that's cool.
The lobby to the studio is Prince purple. Like it.
Oh, I never thought about that.
Yep.
I never thought about that. That's cool. That's cool. All right, so let's get into challenges. I know this journey has its setbacks, its ups and downs. It's like a roller coaster. Do you have any juicy behind the scenes on the set stories? Where you don't have to say anybody's name. That just shows what really goes on set. Something that people might not
So
expect.
I'll give you a story. I was working on a movie called Motherhood with Uma Thurman and Minnie Driver,
Oh, okay.
and Uma Thurman says to me, "Let's go to the store. I'm gonna get some chocolates." And we had just got her chocolates, but we were like, she wanted to get chocolates for a friend.
Mhm.
So I was like, all right, cool. We'll walk to the store. Now I'm walking to the store in New York in the Village with Uma Thurman, and it was surreal because I I love her work, loved her on Kill Bill. Like, she's just an amazing actress.
Shout out to Uma
And
Thurman.
absolutely. So we're talking and we're walking, and I get a phone call, and it's the director, and he's like, "Hey, where are you?" I'm walking with Uma to the store. He goes, "With security?" No, like, it's Uma Thurman, but we good. Like, ain't nobody bothering. We good. He goes, "You get back here as soon as possible." I was like, I'm walking with Uma Thurman to the store. I'm not going to tell her no.
Mm.
So I get her to the store. We get the chocolate. She wants to go to another store. We walk to another store. We're walking back. Director calls me again. Where are you? I'm on my way back. We're good.
Got
Like,
this.
don't worry about it. We get back. She goes to her dressing room, and I'm sitting there. A couple of people walk up to me, goes, "You walked to the store with Uma Thurman?" Yes. Without security? Yes. And then someone shows me a their phone, and it was a news article that she had a stalker that the police was looking for, and I was like, so I'm walking her to. How y'all let me walk her to the store without security?
Wow.
But it was cool because she's just a regular down to earth person, just like every actor is. But sometimes working on a production, you don't know what's what. So you really gotta just check and be sure, but you gotta be careful because there may be things out there that's, you know, it ain't your doing, but it is. And something could have happened, but you know, God blessed us and it didn't. But I don't walk talent to the store anymore.
You got people for that.
Yeah, I don't do
You
that
got
no
people.
more.
You got security for that.
Yeah.
That's a great story. That's a great story. Yeah. I like that. I like that. Staying with the theme of challenges and setbacks. Can you think of one moment where there was something on set that was really challenging and you had to push through it? Like, how do you push through something?
Nah, absolutely. I'm gonna tell you a story, but now I'm gonna make it short.
Okay.
So I was working on a film,
Mhm.
and I was the assistant director, and the actor, the lead, in the middle of the production just quit because him and the director just didn't get along. They just did not like each other at all. So he was like, "I'm out." He quit. So everybody was like, "Well, we're done." So we're all this time into this film. We're halfway done, and they were like, "It's a wrap. Like we don't. There's no way to finish this." I was like, "Just kill off the lead." And they were like, "What?" I was like, "Just kill the lead and put somebody else in his place." And they're like, "No, you can't switch somebody out in the middle of a production. You gotta make it go." I said, "No, you absolutely can." I said, "Have the lead die in the movie. You don't even have to show him die.
Mm.
Just the scene we're about to do, he dies. Somebody else picks up the mantle as the hero and continues the saga." And they were like, "Well, that's just stupid. Like we're not gonna do that. That makes no sense." So I said, "Okay, well, all the money you spent, all the time you spent, scrap it." And when you're filming, people have to realize on a production, you get paid by the production, not by the day. Even if you have a day rate, your day rate is based on how long the production is going to be. So if the film stops, guess what? You still got to pay everybody. So you're still going to pay everybody regardless. So just kill off the lead. After about maybe an hour of arguing, they were like, "Fine, let's see how it works." So the next scene was a car chase. So the car crashes. The lead, we pretend he's dead. And I was like, "Now have someone walk across the street, trying to see if he's okay." And they pick up, what's in the car. It was a certain thing. It was a briefcase.
Mhm.
And I was like, "Now give them a phone call." And now they have to continue what he was doing. And it worked. And all I would say is just, if you pay attention to a movie with somebody getting a phone call, may or may not be
Yeah, man. I'm
in
sitting
a
here. I'm
phone
trying to
booth
think.
or something.
Car crash, briefcase,
Yeah.
phone call. Which movie could it be?
It
And you're not gonna tell us.
No, I'm not gonna tell you because I don't
Okay.
want to get in trouble.
I feel you.
But
we appreciate that.
But the thing is, you don't stop because things don't go right. You don't stop because things don't go the way you want them to go. You just continue, and you figure out a way to make it work. Like I remember we were shooting Hancock, and we were shooting Hancock the week Hancock was coming out because we weren't done.
Mm.
And everybody's like, "Well, how's that possible? It's such a big production." Because it happens. We literally were in Manhattan shooting up until 6 o'clock in the morning the week before Hancock came out.
Mm.
And they had to add scenes and edit them and send them out. And it just happens. So just because something doesn't go your way, you stop. That's like you shooting a production and your camera breaks, your lights don't work, you keep going. You ain't never seen somebody in life just say, "Okay, things aren't going my way. I no longer want to do this. Forget it." You have to continue. It just is what it is.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Let's get it done.
I'm not paying Nike for that. So
Okay, we're not gonna pay Nike for that.
just saying.
So I mean, your resume, man, is very impressive. Yes, thanks. Yes,
Yeah,
on the
because I
set.
don't have pillows, but I'm probably gonna take this one with me.
your resume is extensive, and you've done things. You're still doing things now. What did success look like for you, and has that changed?
I'm not successful.
Mm.
I'm still grinding and working.
Mm.
So it hasn't changed. I don't know what success looks like. I know what failure looks like, and I don't like it.
Ooh.
And I'm good. I want to keep going and pushing forward. So, nah, I'm not successful. I'm just someone who's been doing a lot of things that they love to do.
Mm. It just keeps going. So there's always more to do.
Absolutely, because when you decide you're done, and when you decide I'm ready to sail off into the sunset, go sit on the beach, relax, and just be me,
Mhm.
then you can gauge your success. If you're not at that point yet, then the job ain't done.
We stay dropping gems on this show. You gotta keep watching. On the Set podcast is dope. If you haven't realized that already, I'm just letting it be known right now that it's dope. We have guests like Kenneth Gifford. Just keep watching. Let me get back to my job. I'm sorry. In all the decisions that you've had to make, is there one or any that you had that you may regret and wish you had a do-over?
No, I don't regret anything. I don't regret anything in life because regret leads to worry, worry leads to stress, and stress leads to confusion. And if I did it, then it's done. And if it's already been done, then why would I regret it? It already happened. And clearly I did it for a reason. If I like the reason or not, or if the reason made sense to me, it's done. But I know that if I do it, then what? If you go back and change all of your bad decisions, you won't be who you are.
Mm.
So there's nothing to regret. It happened.
Wow.
So life is about progress, not perfection.
Mm.
So just keep it going.
Wow.
There's nothing to look back on and say, I wish I would have. No, let me not lie. No, let me not lie. Somebody came to me years and years and years ago and was like, yo, you want to buy some Bitcoin? I was like, no. And I mean, it was like less than $1. I was like, that ain't going to do nothing. I regret that.
Right.
But nah, actually, I don't regret it because I probably wouldn't be the person I am today. But nah, there's no room for regret in life. If you have regret, then where's your progression?
Mm. Wow. So throughout your journey, has there ever been a moment or moments where you've just been floored or taken aback by all this love and support that people have shown you, whether it's the city of Newark or your friends and your colleagues abroad? Like, can you think of moments where it's like, wow?
That's every day. Every time someone says I appreciate you, or
Mm.
every time someone says you helped me, I'm floored by that because I don't think that I'm doing much. For me, I'm just doing what I think is right and what I would want somebody to do with me. And I don't really look at it as I'm doing anything special.
Mm.
But some people do feel that way, and I love that. So anytime someone says that, hell, people say thank you. I'm like, well, you're welcome. You know, I'm appreciative of everyone that I was blessed to help in any way. So I'm always floored and inspired by people who feel like I may have given them a helping hand or done anything. Because I'm just trying to make someone's life a little bit better by the fact that someone made my life a little bit better.
I'm not gonna cry on this chair.
I was about to say, don't cry now, but
I'm not gonna cry on this chair, but I will say, bro, that I appreciate you. When I mean, I met
somebody
you
get Steven
before.
a tissue.
For real. Don't stop rolling. I'm vulnerable. I'm okay with my emotions, man. As an actor, you got to be available to your emotions. No, but I've known you through your family before then, but really becoming friends and colleagues, and you being back and forth being my boss, all these years, man. I thank you for the opportunity. So I'm gonna give you your flowers, right here on the Set podcast.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you. Thank you very much. No, man, I really want to give you. I really want to give you your flowers, man. Do you like flowers?
I love flowers.
All right, cool. I want to give you your
what
flowers
man doesn't?
on the Set podcast, man, because I had been hosting events before the opportunity to audition for the Newark International Film Festival, and for you to bring me on and notice that I had what it takes to be a part of your brand and your vision, man. That means a lot, and trusting me with the people that come across your red carpets and at your movie premieres and the festival itself. So you have helped me become a better host in what I do, and I appreciate that, man. And just want to give you props for that right there.
That's one of those moments. I'm like,
You know what I'm saying? So
okay.
So yeah, man. That meeting you, led me to meeting the great Marlon Curtis. the big boss here at On the Set podcast. And I'm here hosting now, man. And so, much love to you, much love to Marlon and the team. But getting back to business,
Yep.
advice for up and coming, creators, man. I'm gonna put you in a time machine. It's not a DeLorean, but I'm gonna put you in a time machine.
I don't even get to DeLorean.
No, you don't get the DeLorean. You don't get the DeLorean.
Okay.
But I'm gonna put you in a time machine, man, and I want you to either or both. It's up to you. It's your world, bro. Either give advice to your younger self. Ooh. Or you know what? Right there, because you had a feeling right there. So, what advice would you give to your younger self going back in time? A younger Kenneth Gifford.
Honestly, because I find it amazing when people ask that question. If I had to go back in time and I got a chance to tell myself something, I would say go harder and do more. And don't think that I couldn't. Just go harder. And if I was to go and tell anyone else, just stop thinking that you can't. Like, there's literally nothing in this world you can't do. You got this and God got you. Just do it and just make it happen. And anyone who knows me, especially with my film festival, my favorite saying is get it done, make it happen. That's it. Because if you say it, then you should be able to do it. And that's it. You got to go by what words mean, and words mean everything. If you ask anybody in any form of authority, anybody in any form of religion, anyone in any form of opinion of a high standard, they will always tell you it's about the word. When you look at politics, it's about the words that were written by our founding fathers. If you look at religion, it's about the words that were written by God. If you look at people in the hood, it's about my word is my bond. So clearly your word means something. So it has to mean something to you. So if you can say it, then there's nothing that can stop you from doing it.
Wow. Speaking of words, what advice would you give? That's your camera right there. Look into that camera.
That's my camera?
That's your camera right there, right? That's his camera. What advice would you give in addition to, because we know it's get it done. We know it's if you could say it, you could do it, and don't let anybody tell you can't do it. What additional words of wisdom and encouragement and game would you give to the up and coming hustlers in the hustlers in the filmmaking industry, and those who might even want to have their own film studio? What would you say to them?
Failure is an option. Don't think that because you failed that it's over. And to fail, you have to choose to fail. If you keep going, then it's not over. Then that doesn't mean you failed. That means you are progressing and you're moving forward in what it is that you want to do. So never look at anything that goes wrong, anything you think may have failed, anything that may be a challenge as a sign that you need to stop. There are going to be whispers in your life forever that will tell you, don't do this, don't do that, don't walk this way, don't walk that way. Just ignore it all and listen to your heart, listen to your drive. If your family tells you that you're wasting your time, if your man or your woman tells you that it's not going to be successful, just grind it out, because no one is going to be there for you more than you're going to be there for yourself. That's it.
Do you mentor people? I mean, because you're like a mentor extraordinaire right
Nah,
here. You know?
because I don't have the patience. I'm horrible at it.
Okay.
Like, shit, I'm still trying to mentor myself.
Right, because
Nah,
you have no organization.
exactly.
Right. But you
So
get it done.
I do
But you
because
get
I
it done.
have to. But no, honestly, the reason why I don't mentor people is because I don't look at. I haven't learned to see myself on that level of being a mentor yet. Like I'm right there with everyone else. So I don't see myself as that person to say, "Oh, let me tell you, young blood, how to get it done." Nah, like, yo, what we doing?
Young blood.
Like, yeah, I just felt like saying that.
Man, listen, hold on. We're definitely going off topic right now because I realized
And
maybe
wait, let
about
me say something for people just
okay.
really quick because I know it's going to
We're gonna
come up.
come back to young
No,
blood.
absolutely. If
Remember
people
that.
watch it, so I keep rubbing my nose, right? So, so as you know, and as people that know me know, I ain't been bald long, so the hair came from here to here, and I am so uncomfortable with having a mustache and a beard. Like, how do y'all do it?
Can we get some clippers?
Like,
Can we
yo,
get we can take care of
seriously,
that right now, bro.
like it's constantly like a piece of hair moving on your nose, and you're just like, stop. And I can't, like, it ain't nothing else.
I'm glad you
trying
clarified
to
that because
roll
I
the
think
head.
I think the
Yeah.
viewers might be looking like, what is that's how he
No.
gets it done.
No.
That's how he gets it done. He's like,
No.
something's wrong with his
No,
nose,
I'm
man.
just sitting here and I'm trying not to touch it, but it's like, it's oh my goodness. Like,
It's
like
gonna be all right.
Yo, being an adult is hard.
Yeah. So young blood. A couple of months ago, I realized that I'm an OG. I was at I was at the basketball court, just watching people play because I don't
Don't
play
tell
no
me you
more. I
tried
got
to
a bad
dribble.
no. I got a bad knee, so
Alright,
I'm out of shape. I mean, round is a shape, but that's not the shape I'm trying to be in.
listen.
But so I'm sitting there, and it's a group of young guys and young girls. They come in and they're having this conversation, and then one of them sits down to roll up, right? And he's like, "That's weed, marijuana." He said, "Yo, OG, you mind if we smoke?" So I'm just sitting there, I just bought an icy from one of the ladies with the icy truck. Bought an icy. He said, "Yo, OG, you mind if we roll up?" And I'm like, "Oh, he's talking to me." So I turn around, I say, "Go ahead, young blood, do your thing." Go ahead, young blood, do your thing. I made it worse by calling him young blood. But I'm gonna get back to work now. So
Okay, OG, let's
what
hang
is triple OG?
Listen.
What is your legacy? Have you done it? Oh, I know you said there's more to do. What is the legacy that you're trying to leave behind?
I mean, it depends. You talking about professionally or personally? Because personally, my legacy is my family.
Right.
Um, being able to raise some amazing children and having a beautiful family. That's my legacy.
Mhm.
In the industry, nah, my legacy doesn't come until, you know, give me a couple of months
Mhm.
and my legacy will be there. I'm in the middle of building the New Jersey Motion Picture Museum.
Ooh.
So we
Okay.
will have that
Exclusive.
downtown Newark. Uh, it's a 30,000 square foot museum. You'll have
Wait, 30,000 square foot?
30,000 square
Wait,
foot museum.
how many square feet is this building?
The whole building is 48.
48.
So
Okay, all right.
yeah, so it's gonna be a 30,000 square foot museum. You'll have a um 26,000 square foot film studio inside the building. You'll have 2 movie theaters, a restaurant,
Come on. He's the plug.
new recording spaces, and 350 residential units for filmmakers and artists. So
Give you something right now.
that's
Right now.
that I think would be my, like, when I do that, that's when I'm gonna go back to work.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so you lead me right into future projects, man. We're gonna talk about future projects. What's coming down the pipe, man? Anything we can get you already dropping, exclusive, anything we can look forward to coming down the pipe?
Yeah, so for me personally, which is crazy because people always ask me why am I not doing my own thing?
Mhm.
And I mean, I do my own thing, but I love helping other people and working with other people. But um, I just finished writing a film called The Studio, which is about
Ooh.
this studio. It's going to be an action flick. So think of Warriors with gangs in New York, with Escape from New York.
Ooh.
So you'll have
Oh, I like that pitch deck.
yeah. So I'm not even gonna say what you're. Yes, I can, because what's
Come on, man. It's just me
somebody
and you
having
here.
a
Ain't
studio?
nobody
Absolutely.
listening. Ain't nobody watching.
No, so it's about a post-apocalyptic time in the U.S. where gangs are in it's modern time where gangs are in their own territory,
Mm-hmm.
but there are buildings that are sectioned off for certain gangs, and you're gonna have a group of actors who are in the gang. I'm not gonna say any names.
Actors are a gang.
Well, no.
Oh,
I'm saying a group of
okay.
actors
Gotcha.
that's in this gang, um, that have to get from one end of the studio to the next.
Mm.
So the key is every room in the building is a different faction of a gang. So Studio A would be, one gang, and Studio B is another gang, and you've got to go through each studio to get to the end. So,
Okay. Well, if you need my resume, you can go to Actors
oh,
Access.
bro, your name is already on
And
there.
I'm
You
just
just don't
saying.
know.
I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
One thing I don't do is cast my friends. You're already cast. You find out about it the day you somebody. Matter of fact, I called you. I was like, yo, Steven, we need you to be on set
Yeah, man.
tomorrow.
Yeah, you got to be ready. Got to be ready. You got to be ready.
Yep.
Wow, this has been great. It's time, man. It's over. It's over,
Listen,
man. I can't believe that it's over, man. I thank you. I thank you for being on the show. It's great to have you here. We thank you for letting us film here. We thank you for letting us film here, man. You
absolutely.
are definitely a trailblazer. You drop some gems. I know people are going to want to follow you and know how they can get in touch with you, stalk you, and all that good stuff. So give us your social media, or
Absolutely.
however we can find you.
Go to I am Steven Strickland. Um,
That's my line.
but nah, my Instagram is what is my Instagram? Is it Kenny
Kitty
Kenny
G,
G3674?
Kitty,
Yeah,
something like that.
that's my Instagram.
Something like that.
You can go to Nork IFF. That's the film festival Instagram.
Look at this one.
You can go to the Vault Access. That's the Vault Instagram. You can go to LCA Magazine. That's LCA.
Right.
But most of all, go to New Jersey. Spell it out. New Jersey MPM. That's the New Jersey Motion Picture Museum. That Instagram will lead you to what's coming very soon to our beautiful state and the art of filmmaking. Because what people don't realize is New Jersey is the birthplace of film. Everything about the film industry started in New Jersey.
Yes.
So
Yes.
this is our way of connecting that back.
Cool, man. I mean, well, since we talking about it, you can follow me. I am Steven Strickland. I mean, you can follow me at Strickland Media Group. So we talked about mentor. You are mentoring and you don't even know it. I thought about my company, Strickland Media Group. By watching you. So I learned it by watching you. Remember that old commercial?
But yeah, I don't have
I got you. I got you. Your hoodie coming soon.
Don't worry about
Your
it.
hoodie coming soon. Just tell me what colors you like. Purple,
All.
and
All.
I'm gonna get prints put on the back.
All.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite color is red, so
Okay. All right. Cool. Now I know. So just make sure that you remember to subscribe to On the Set podcast. If you follow us on Instagram, On the Set podcast. If you have any topics or things that you want to discuss, you want us to talk about on the show, hit us up and let us know. Until then, keep learning, keep exploring, keep realizing the magic of movie making. I'm your host, Steven Strickland. This has been our guest, Kenneth Gifford. And as always, remember, do what you love and love what you do. Thanks, Ken.
absolutely.